Just like bottle in the barrel.
Yeah. I did say bottle.
Yes, you did.
You should just be drinking scotch and then with it.
So, welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two friends in fiber who knit, craft, and really go to share our lives on the internet because, that's not weird. It's episode 184. My name is Jocelyn and my co-host is
Diana.
I'm coming to you from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan at the moment as I am still visiting my parents. I actually won't be going back till the beginning of next month. And Diana calls Waterloo, Ontario home.
The occasional trip into Toronto. A whole twice since I've been here. Yay, pandemic.
You know what? It's overall over the arc of like a lifetime, this is going to be a blip.
I know. Yeah. It's just a longer blip than anybody would like,
You're handling it as well as a teenager who's been grounded, so it's nice to know you're doing well.
For the record, I was never grounded as a teenager, so I don't know how to handle this.
Welcome to what it's like.
Aw, but this is the world grounding me. This is so much worse. It's not just my parents, it's like the universe.
Uh-huh. So, have you learned your lesson?
I don't know what lesson I was meant to learn.
I don't think any of us know. Oh my goodness. All right, shall we talk about what's in our cup? Because I'm going to take a drink.
Yeah.
I've been working outside today. I'm thirsty. In my fancy witch's cup. That's right. Plastic wine glass, people. I'm drinking some sweet apple cider because my mom bought the jug that just looks like it should have the moonshine X's on it. So there's a lot of apple cider in the fridge right now.
I might have to buy some of that because apple cider, and I can have apples right now. My apple allergy has cycled back around and I can eat apples again until one day, sometime in the next 5 or so years, I just suddenly won't be able to, and I'll die a little bit, like literally. And it'll be a very sad day. But until then, I'm going to enjoy apples.
Enjoy your apples. I happen to really like apple cider. I like apples in very specific orientations, not like across the board. I love them all the time. All the place give it to me all the time. But I like them in salads. I like them on their own with some peanut butter. And I like apple cider. I also don't need 4-liter. I also don't need a 4-liter jug of apple cider to myself. My mom has to help me with that.
I could drink that.
No, that's too much cider.
No, it's not.
That's
well, it was alcoholic cider, yes, but
alcoholic cider, you better be taking breaks in between. You will give yourself poisoning.
So I have in one of my giantest cups a big mug of birthday cake tea because it is one of my only non-caffeinated teas, and I think the only one that doesn't actively make me sleepy.
You need to get some herbal teas that don't make you sleepy. Might I recommend raspberry leaf?
You could recommend this, yes. Actually, what I'd like to get is I'd like some more just like plain rooibos that's not birthday cake. So it's not really what I was in the mood for, but the alternative was chamomile, so
That's fair. Yeah, you guys need some herbal teas.
I suppose I do still probably have some decaffeinated English breakfast.
Yeah, that would be okay.
Be all right. Also not quite what I was going for.
No.
I should get some more rooibos when I go to the store. That's what I'll do.
Yeah. Well, you didn't go grocery shopping today, so put it on the list for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been a glorious lazy day. I put on a shirt and brushed my hair specifically to record. And
I came inside and
it's 8:00 at night.
I came inside and I washed my face and hands before we started recording. I feel like that's commitment.
Yep, that's what I think.
You got to wear some cool threads this week. I'm still just wearing my campfire cardigan because we were 22 degrees today. For a good chunk of the day. We're getting quiet in the evenings. It's like it's -0, -2, 1 or 2. So we get low in the evenings. But here's my sleeve of my campfire cardi because it lives literally just on the back of the chair I'm currently sitting on. But I've been wearing that in the mornings and stuff when it's cooler outside in the days.
Nice.
And it went with me to Prairie Lily Knitting this weekend. I was wearing it because it was cool Saturday morning.
Does that mean we technically have like yarn on the go?
Technically, yes, my yarn went somewhere.
Oh my god. Crazy week.
Topsy-turvy. What world do we live in? I went somewhere. Ah!
I went a place too. It was my brother's birthday last weekend and it was my dad's birthday this weekend. So I went to Toronto to spend the day with my brother and we video chatted with my parents and did all the birthday things. But because of COVID and trying to be healthy, we spent most of the day outside in parks away from everybody else. So I dressed in like head to toe wool and it was glorious. I had my Lindsay slouch on and I had my flax sweater and I had my leather jacket on and I was just like, it was great. It was glorious. I was like, I'm made for this.
I'm waiting for you to cast on a pair of woolen pants so you can truly be wool head to toe.
You know what? I have considered buying like long johns, just like wool long johns.
Mm-hmm. Wool long johns are amazing.
I don't think I want to knit them, mostly because I want the layer to be super, super thin, and I don't want to knit lace weight long johns because that would just take forever. I'll just buy some machine ones. It's fine.
A nice quality long john is fine. Get them thermal ones. I love the thermal ones.
Yeah.
I grew up in a place that sees -40 before wind chills. I like thermal underwear.
I have up to this point been wearing fleece leggings, but I think I could upgrade to some proper wool. On the other hand, I don't know how cold winter gets here, so I'm gonna see what that's like, and maybe I don't need them here. We'll find out.
Probably not. I think you're a bit farther south than Winnipeg.
Distinctly so, yeah.
So you might have less of a winter, and you're definitely in the shield, which changes your winter entirely. So you're going to have a distinctly different winter than what you're used to.
I'm told that -30 in January is like, good grief, it's cold out today. So
wow, you are going to be pampered.
I know, I'm excited.
-30 is good grief cold. No, -40 is good grief cold.
I'm so happy.
-40. -30 is, yeah, you want that extra layer.
I know, I'm so happy.
I can tell.
I'm so excited.
From your voice.
I've been doing little happy dances whenever somebody tells me that. It's like, oh, really? Yep. You mean I could like buy a wool coat and wear it for longer than 2 weeks out of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I'm really excited about this. You have no idea. This is my temperature range. This is my ideal temperature range.
I'm going to remind you of this when it's 30 plus humidity next summer and you're melting to death.
That is outside of my ideal temperature range by a good 15 degrees.
I'm going to be like, well, you have warmer-ish winters.
Might be worth it.
We'll find out.
We shall see.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. I am okay with the -40 to not have the +40. That's nope. Just nope. So much nope. Oh my goodness. Well, on the bright side, now that we've done something extraordinarily crazy for 2/3 of 2020, like left our houses, shall we talk about what we knitted on?
Sure.
All the things. I have way more than Diana. I'm just guessing.
Given that you're doing this Vlogtober crafting everyday thing, yes. Yes, you do. Why don't you do like 6 things and then I'll jump in once in a while?
Oh my god.
No,
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I have 6.
Total of 6 things. So you can do 2 to my 1.
God.
And my usual 3.
Oh, you guys. All right. While we record, I am working on my Find Your Fate. This is my second Find Your Fate. I've already made one. I have made no progress since last week because I stop when we're not recording and I only work on it when we record. So it is now officially grown 2 stitches.
Woo! It counts.
I'm making so much progress, you guys. I do not know what this color ball of yarn is because it came out of the random ball of stash yarn that used to be in another project. Is now living in this one. I don't know. It's pretty, it's white, it's got some blue purples, it's variegated, it's a superwash merino, I can feel that. It goes really well with color 1, which was also like a white blue mix, which was also a stash yarn, so I have no idea about that. But the fade worked really smoothly.
Yeah, it
it's just
good.
just a slight color change in between, so it looks out super good. This project lives in my Halloween bag. Of course it does. One day I'll have nothing but Halloween project bags. On the outside, there's skeletons, and on the inside, it is black with a gold spider web. This is the medium-sized project bag from Ginger Snap that I folded the brim down while I'm working on projects because otherwise me, yarn, and zippers are a bad combination. Something dies, and it's usually my yarn. All right. So I've discovered whenever I look off screen, I don't particularly like the shape of my chin. I think I dumped my pumpkin in the garbage can. Pumpkin? Pumpkin, why'd you go there? Bad pumpkin. Put him aside. All right, I have an FO.
Woo!
It's done. It won't fit on the screen. No, I have not woven in my ends. Who do you think I am? The simple hook is finished. It has a collar trim. It has 2 sleeves. We're finished. Yay! So pumped. So I did my sleeves out of some navy acrylic that I had. The sleeves are 2 pattern to the inch in ribbing. That's 4 inches of ribbing per side, guys. So I did that. I did my stretchy bind off on the back, on the here, which is where it's the super simple one where you just knit through the back loop, where you get all the stretch from.
Okay.
But you don't get an extreme like flowering or anything going on. So that works. And then for my front collar piece, I didn't want to do the ribbed collar. I really don't like ribbing, guys. I'll do it if I have to, but I'm not a fan, as they say. So I pulled out ye old handy crochet hook because I know how to do both fiber crafts, and I half double crocheted 2 rows in the navy blue and the acrylic to give this really nice sharp border detail to it. So if I can, it's a lot of sweater going on here, guys. So if I can hold it up, you can see it gets this really nice crisp line defining the sweater at both the sleeves and the collar piece.
That looks good.
So super happy. So the body itself is made out of 2 colors of blue being held together in cotton, handcrafter cotton, modern DK cotton, just cotton scraps. But it's a sea of blue because I held blue with white because that's what I had a lot of. And then I followed the Cozy Up Knits Simple Hug pattern, mostly. Cotton's got a lot of, cotton's got so much drape to it, and this is so heavy. So heavy. I actually had to stop a section row short in the body. I'm not woven in ends because the body is really very long, but I was able to do the shoulders exactly as was. And I did not do their bind off. I did a stiffer bind off in an acrylic just to help prevent the drape from getting too obvious. So otherwise it's going to drape bad because it's acrylic, guys. Or cotton, I should say. So here we go. It is done. We are free of needles. And once I've woven in ends and washed, we are good to go because we're also cotton acrylic. Like this is all sweater. Like my whole screen is sweater. The whole screen is sweater. If I back up, we're still sweater.
It's a good looking sweater though.
Oh, I'm so happy that it's done. And I no longer have to sit here and go, doesn't everybody love this blue horizon of miles and miles and miles and miles of blue? I can work on something else now, guys. It's a lot of stitches till you split for your shoulders. I did not make the size indicated for my bust size. I do not like things that baggy. That's too baggy. I made it several sizes smaller, so it would just be a touch baggy, which suits my frame much better. And we're done. So you know what that means? I huck it on the bed. And I'm at 2 projects, so it's your turn.
All right, one more stitch, and then I can hold up the thing that I'm working on, that I've done so much progress on since we recorded last time.
Sure, you haven't done any, have you?
I picked it up, I was working on it when we recorded last time, and I'm working on it when we were recording this time.
Oh, so it's like my Find Your Fade.
Yeah, I've done a whole 4 rows on my sleeve of the Comfort Fade Cardi.
Yep. Yep, we're just we're flying through these projects.
Oh yeah. So I'm not entirely happy with how I carried. Let's get it to focus. I'm not entirely happy with how I carried my yarns during the fading section at the beginning here. I figured it out after that, and then it looks fine. But this beginning bit, there's like a little, like a stitching line, like a running stitch almost, and it bothers me a little bit, but it's going to be right in my armpit and nobody's going to see it, including me probably. Like, I know I can't see any of the mistakes that I thought I made in my flax sweater that I wore all of yesterday. Like, I won't see it. So I just need to ignore it right now, and it's fine.
I kind of want to ask, how often do you stand in your mirror in front of your bedroom with your arm up over your head so you can see under your armpits? Like, it's not a natural pose.
I mean, like, people don't just like, oh, how does my outfit look? Like, every day?
Nope, that's not normal.
So yeah, no more progress on the right sleeve of the. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I feel like I flew through the body, and the sleeves are just going to be like forever, because I feel like they should go much faster than they actually do.
Sleeves are still a lot of knitting. Like, it's still a lot of knitting. Yeah.
How dare they be so much knitting? It's just not fair.
They're not short sleeves. It's not a cap sleeve. It's a full-length sleeve. It takes time to do these things. But I know you're still making progress. That's the important part, because when you're done, you'll be so happy because you need that cardigan in your life.
I really do. And now that I have passed this fade section, and I now have a few inches of just plain roundy knitting, or purling, I should say, I can probably work on this in meetings this week, which I could not do last week because I was in a fade section. It required just like 2% more brain power than I was able to give it.
It's fair.
It was really frustrating. I was sitting there, and it was sitting right beside me. I'm like, I could work on this, except that I need to read for like 1 minute, and I can't do that in a meeting.
No. So, well, no, it's good. So perhaps you've got your meeting knitting. Oh man, words. Great. I haven't recorded the daily crafty check-in yet today. This is an amazing sign.
This is gonna be great.
Guys, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I suppose it means I'm up again. Oh, you didn't say which yarns.
Oh, I didn't.
Say what yarn.
I have a kit. This one's not attached. I have a kit full of yarn from Sew Into Knitting, which is a Manitoba dyer that was local to me when I bought it. I was at the Fiber Festival last year, the year before?
Year before. Because we saw them this last year and you hadn't cast on yet.
Oops. Well, if I ever get to go again, I can just wear it and be like, yeah, I finally made it. Unless I'm wearing a different sweater.
Post-pandemic, let's put the caveat in there, more than welcome to come crash at my place for the Manitoba Festival. And we can go drive there together. You can have a weekend, visit your mom and your in-laws, and do yarn shopping with me.
Ooh, and I can work from like...
You can work from anywhere. So you can come down
I can just
a couple of days early. And I work from home and I work for myself. So having quiet in my house during working hours is normal because I'm working.
Well,
it can be done. It can be done.
Post-pandemic, of course.
Once everything is back and everybody's safer to travel, and it's not a massive risk let's not do, well, it's a big risk. That seems crazy talk.
No, small risk.
Small risk.
Ideally, no risk.
Just your usual risk. All right, I suppose I should talk about my pumpkin.
Yeah.
And we'll save the walk of shame for last.
I think so.
Oh, this is my pumpkin. See, it's a pumpkin.
It's so cute.
It was the first craft I did for the Vlogtober, and I had a funny little intro because sometimes I say pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. This is what you say. So for all of the Halloween crafting and stuff, you guys are going to get so tired of hearing me say these words. It is all Impeccables yarn. It's for worsted, and it is the Michaels Loops and Threads house brand. And this is, surprisingly enough, a pumpkin made out of the pumpkin colorway. I know.
Whoa, wild.
Totally rebelling. Totally rebelling. And this tiny little stem on the top is in forest. It's a nice light green pumpkin stem.
So freaking cute.
Super adorable. He was quite quick to get. This one is a Jada in Stitches pattern. And then my other.
I have a very quick pumpkin related story.
Absolutely.
Yesterday, we went and got cookies at this apparently really amazing cookie place. I found out today, now that I've eaten the cookies, it is in fact really amazing. So we went to Craig's Cookies yesterday, and I got a pumpkin pie cookie, and I finally ate it today, and to my very great delight, there was a whole, like, tiny slice of pumpkin pie inside this chocolate chip cookie. Because I'm like, why is this a pumpkin pie cookie? And I bite into it, and it's like, there's a little pumpkin tart inside the cookie. Like, what? Blew my mind.
You need to buy some of those for your Thanksgiving dinner.
I think maybe.
I think that might be a good call. That's just the right amount of dessert for 2 people. So again, my mom surprised me. She's like, "You're here for Thanksgiving this year." I'm like, "I am." That puts the 3 people who will eat turkey in the same house this year.
Whoa.
Mom bought a little bird, and I get turkey. Turkey.
Exciting. I don't know if we're gonna make turkey for just the 2 of us.
You can do the turkey boobs. They're quite good. And then
That's
it's just,
true. That's
it's just a nice dark meat. I usually just do turkey boobs, but it's kind of exciting because I get a whole turkey this time. And my mom will cook it. My mom does good with her meat cooking. Chickens and turkeys. Mom's really good with it. So I got legs. Legs.
Yes, I see. What are these legs for?
They're attached to the body of my candy corn cat. So this is a very big stuff. I had to show you this part because now the pattern said stuff the head firmly.
Uh-huh.
And it meant firmly. I did not stuff firm enough. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but it looks like a crowbar has been taken to the side of this cat's head.
Oh no. There's a bit of a jog.
There's a finger width dip in this head, and I stuffed this bad boy quite firmly. I did not stuff it firmly enough. So he's all sealed off and sewed in. So I have to unpick all of it.
Oh no.
And find it and pull open his head because his head's all funny looking. I'm like, cool. So I had to show you that before I fixed it. I'm like, sure. Took a while because he's a big stuffy. Like,
yeah, that's not small.
His head comes above my head with his feet firmly planted on my shoulders, it's not a small amount of space to cover. So I've got arms and a tail and some ears to make, but first I gotta pull the head apart and restuff it. So hopefully I have this finished for next week because it's not too much work. It just needs to be done. Like, he's got other little tiny divots and stuff, but like this is just the funniest one. Oh, it's like Phineas Gage. Cool, great. That's happened to my cat.
Oh.
So hopefully I'll have something other than a body and legs. You don't drop the yarn, by the way. You carry the yarn up all the way through, and this is worsted weight held double. So I had 6 balls of yarn.
Oh my gosh.
I had 2 on this side, I had 2 on this side, and I had 2 on my computer desk, and I'm like, there's so much yarn. That was a lot.
That is a web? So you temporarily became a spider in order to make this cat.
I was so stuck. I couldn't go anywhere till I was done because I'm like, to get out is going to be a 15-minute process. Just finish this so you can cut the yarn and be done with it. But his head is not firm enough yet. So I had to show you my funny shaped head.
It's a very funny shaped head.
I can fix it. Now I'm done. I can fix the poor head. All right. That puts me at 2 crochet projects. The pattern for that is actually Annie's Spooktacular Crochet magazine. So I don't know if there's a link for that or not. I know if there's one to be found, Diana will find it.
I will do my best to find it. At the very least, there'll be a link to the magazine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna reach the thing down here. Okay. I reached the thing.
You reached the thing.
I reached the thing. Gotta open the thing. In the Black Widow bag, which has stars on the inside.
It does.
It makes me happy. This bag makes me very happy. But inside this bag, I have my singular contours fingerless glove, which I worked on a little bit. I had the cuff yesterday. Well, that is true too. Last week, I had the cuff, which is about this much. And today I did maybe 1.5 inches more of cable chart. And wow, this light is not doing this any favors.
Nope.
This is, okay, come here, light. We're just gonna.
Oh, we're getting fancy.
There we go. Now you can see the cable pattern. So it just does like an in and out thing. It does like an out and then back in, kind of like an hourglassy shape. Except It has 3 bulges, so it doesn't actually end up looking like an hourglass. It has, in fact, contours.
Like the name of the glove.
In fact.
Mm-hmm.
So this is yarn from Evie Knits in the colorway, as I look at the ball band of the bag, Lulu's Folly.
Nice. It's a really freaking nice colorway.
Yeah, this yarn actually is picking up pretty true to color on camera. Some like burgundy, purple, brown, and teal bits, which is working into a stripe. It doesn't look stripy close up, but it looks stripy from far away.
Who knows?
I'm good with both. Yep, so that's the ball band there. Knits. I have no idea. I found her because I bought this yarn like 6-7 several years ago, like way pre-podcast, I think even pre-knowing Jocelyn. So I don't know if she's still in business.
That makes it 7 years. That makes it 7 years.
Okay, a long time. Her website's still up, but it didn't look like it had been updated recently. So
who knows?
Who knows?
It's a really pretty yarn colorway. That's the important part.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I almost have enough to be worth trying on. Not really, but it does in fact fit my tiny little wrist. I'm excited.
Oh, you have a wrist cuff.
Yeah, I have
Find it off, cuff. Call it done.
It's got to make it at least up. It's got to make it up to my thumb at least. Otherwise, what's the point of this?
To look pretty.
It's not even going to stay there. Anyway. Come on. There we go. Now that I've tangled that all up. There, it's fine. It's done. Bag drop.
Jesus.
Bag drop? Project drop.
Bag drop. Project drop. Okay, I think bag drop's better.
Your turn.
All right. You guys are going to see this for a little bit as it grows because it's going to take a little bit to grow. But using yet more, you guessed it, impeccables. Right now we're working in pumpkin and forest. We'll be adding in additional colors soon. I've started a couch throw. So we were watching the new Jumanji movies while I casted this on.
They any good? I'm highly skeptical.
Really cute. They're really cute. They do a really good job at staying fun and lighthearted adventure-y. Okay. And if you've never seen Jack Black nail being a teenage girl, then you need to watch it because he nails teenage girl very well.
I am very confused how Jack Black is being a teenage girl, but okay.
Well, Jumanji has to upgrade because who plays board games anymore? So it becomes a game. So you pick your avatars to play the game.
Okay.
Yeah, so the kids who get sucked into the Jumanji world play as their avatars. One of their avatars happens to be a Jack Black. One of the other ones happens to be, The Rock. It's so cute. It's so cute.
All right.
Yeah. Both of them. We watched both of them back to back. They were quite adorable. They did a really good job. So I started an Esmeralda throw from the same crochet magazine. So I haven't done much on it. I mean, they're long rows. They're like 126 stitches long.
So it is a lot. It just doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it is a lot, but it's like if I was to fold it up to fit it on screen, I have to fold it so it's quartered.
That's
to fit the pattern on screen. They're long rows. The pattern is nice and simple so far. It is marked as intermediate for crochet work because you are doing some things that are a little bit different from the basic granny stitch and stuff. So it's got bobbles and other things, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So I'm just doing my first sections of repeats and stuff. So like this could take me the rest of the month to make because I'm doing other things and I can't just do this for a week. So it'll still grow quite fast, just not quite as fast as I've had other couch throws grow. So it'll be a Halloween couch throw for me when I'm done. And I'll go more into detail about the process of making it and everything on the Vlogtober channels when it's time for it to come up. So there's going to be some repeats if everybody watches both, but I'm decidedly weirder without Diana around to sort of keep me on track. I'm weirder than I am here because I'm on my own.
All by myself.
I had the legs of the candy. I had the candy corn legs going across the screen, like that old little end at the end of the Buffy show, where it goes arg, arg, arg.
Oh yeah.
I did that with the legs. I wanted to make the pumpkin scary, so it was pumpkin, 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 pumpkin.
Very scary.
Weird. I'm very weird without you. I'm fine with my weirdness. It doesn't bother me, so it's not an offense. All right. I suppose that means I am first up for the Walk of Shame this week.
Go for it. I'll join you.
You'll join me? Hang on, wait. Let's get rid of that magazine and say goodbye to the pumpkin. Bye, pumpkin. Oh, I missed the bed. How did I even do that? Cool. That was great. All right, which just leaves a giant mountain of yarn on top of my sweater. Do you hear this bag moving? Do you know how much yarn I have going on right now?
It sounds like a lot.
It's ridiculous in here, people. Let's talk the 8-bit sweater.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
I suppose the next clue came out today and I haven't looked at it.
I haven't looked yet either. I was hoping to be farther along than I currently am. Like, there's more body. Like, I have decidedly made some serious progress.
You are probably ahead of me now.
Probably. It was just really funny last week that I wasn't. I have no idea what I just knocked over. But it made noise. I'll find out later. It's not the project I'm working on, so it's fine. So let's turn this inside out for me and right side out for everybody else so I can show off where I am. Right, at least at the start of a row. Oh, good. Pretty much, yes.
Oh, I'm farther along than I remembered. Okay, well, at least there's that.
At least there's that. I love being able to work on this, and I would be farther along if I wasn't doing Halloween stuff. So I am just about done my Mega Man charts. I am up at his head.
I am, I think, like 2 rows behind you.
You did fine.
We don't even plan this.
I specifically don't talk about how much progress I make on my 8-bit because I like to surprise it every week with you. Yeah, I'm passing the gun. I'm at his hairline right now. I just did the first row of his full hair.
Yeah, I think I'm only 1 or 2 rows behind you.
Behind you. Okay. That's great. That's good. I wanted to be through him and into the repeat for the grid work in between, like chart B. Because chart B I can do while podcasting because that is how freaking memorized that chart is. It's 3 stitches. Yeah. 3 stitches, 3 row repeat. At this point, it's memorized. We got this.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked because it's finally getting cooler here, which means when this wraps up, if I don't take forever. Now remember last week's clue was
just joining the arms with more chart B.
Yeah, and there's a small chart that we haven't started yet before we join the shoulders. So like both of us just buckled down and did our work. We could seriously catch up. I mean, are we going to? Probably not.
No. That's not happening. I don't finish knit alongs on time. That's not how I work.
It's not how either of us work, apparently. So,
just looks so
but I'm happy with how he's turning out. I'm doing really well. Super stoked.
For any of you guys who are,
I've so fallen down this train. For any of you guys who don't know, I'm making my 8-bit out of Briggs & Little in some cream and dark gray. And Dinah's making hers out of the wool of the Andes from Knit Picks, and I also believe cream and dark gray. No, dark blue.
Cream and dark blue, yeah. Oyster heather and midnight heather.
Yeah, so, we're super original with our color palettes, guys. Mine will be a cardigan when it's finished because I have sticking stitches. Just
put that right there. Pretend it like I'm wearing it.
I can't wait to wear this. It's been so much fun to work on. It's going to be so much fun to wear. So I'm super excited. I'm hoping to get through the ghost and get the sleeves joined this week if I can, because then I'm only like a clue behind. And we'll be doing decrease rounds, I think, at the start of this clue because we're up to that yoke section now. So
yeah,
the sweater, Mr. Knit-along itself will be finishing up shortly, but I've got extra rows in between everything. So I will definitely not be finishing on time, but that's okay. If I can get it done before I go home, I could wear it on the road trip home.
Do an overheat? This seems like a coat. Like my shoulder's distinctly too warm right now.
I would take it off getting like in the truck, but between like the truck and the truck stops and stuff. Because we stopped to pee. It's not just 8 hours in the truck without ever getting out of the truck. We do stop for pee breaks.
Bah. Pee breaks are for the weak and hydrated.
All right. Walk of shame is complete.
Indeed.
What's next? Apple cider, sure.
This chair is not being kind to me today. It's forcing me to sit all ergonomically, which is evidently using some of the same hip muscles that I used a lot yesterday.
Yes.
I normally do like 200 steps in a day, and yesterday I did just about 20,000. And going from 200 to 20,000, like 2 orders of magnitude more steps in a day, I'm used to it, but like my entire lower half is sore, like I've done leg day.
Well, essentially,
just from walking.
It's a bigger workout, I think, than many people give it credit for.
Shouldn't have been that big a workout. I should probably go for more walks.
That I will say yes to, because that's just good to have it to be in. It's a really good workout.
If only going outside wasn't so risky. Well, I guess outside is.
Outside is fine. Just go for a walk. Yeah. That's fine. It's the time spent indoors with not people you don't live with. That's risky. Yeah.
Close proximity with people you don't normally spend time with.
That's the risky stuff. So
sharing germs with strangers is bad.
Yeah, don't lick people.
Don't lick people.
Don't lick people. It's just solid advice.
Should we talk about some wool gathering?
Yep.
All right. I will get the quick normal thing out of the way, which is Patreon. If you are able and willing to financially support us, you can do so on Patreon, link in the description box or in the show notes at the bottom. For our Patreon members at the $5 tier and above, names of said tiers are escaping me at the moment. But for those folks, we do an e-knit-in on the second last Saturday of each month, the next one of which is on the 24th of October at noon Manitoba time. And I think we determined that that the time will not have changed yet. We won't have had daylight savings yet, so it will be
I don't think so.
the regular usual Central Daylight Time.
Let's be honest, we all Google it before we get on anyway. Google will make sure you're on the right time.
I also make a post about an hour beforehand, so.
You're really good with that.
I wasn't at first. I wised up. I figure things out eventually.
You wised up?
Wised up.
Wised up. Hang on, I dropped some stitches. We're doing some emergency stitch pickup.
Oh no, stitch surgery. That means
surgery.
I have to keep talking about things, but the rest of this section was going to be about you. Oh no, I can talk about words.
For the record, I'm now really delighted I dropped stitches because this is just insanely funny to me.
I mean, I could start reciting poetry, but I don't think that's what we came here for.
Now you're going to have such an understanding of how hard it is for me to just randomly fill in space when you need me to.
I could pick a random story from yesterday. I don't know. We walked around a lot. We looked in the windows of a lot of shops and didn't go into them. I ate cheesecake that looked like cheese, complete with a little mouse on top. It was lime flavored, the cake. The mouse was chocolate. And my brother was super excited that he got a tiramisu. It's a tiramisu, but it's served in a chocolate cup with a little cat marshmallow on top. So
do you see this raised eyebrow? Do you see this raised eyebrow?
It was really cute. Mr. Diana was really boring and got just a regular tiramisu.
What?
I know.
Oh, he's such an old man.
I know. But we got our cakes and we went and sat in a park and we video called my dad for his birthday. And some strangers may have looked at us strange for singing happy birthday in a park because they definitely couldn't hear the video call from their angle. We were all crowded around looking at somebody's palm singing happy birthday. We didn't look weird at all. It's fine. And then we ate our.
It's pretty normal.
We ate our cake with chopsticks because we got takeout from the most amazing dumpling place. I think it was actually just called like the Dumpling House or something. Anyway, they make all their stuff in-house and it's really freaking good. But all we had were chopsticks. We didn't have spoons or forks or anything, so we ate our cake with chopsticks, which went surprisingly well, actually, all things considered.
Well, you can eat rice with chopsticks, so I don't see why that would be too hard. All right, successfully rescued.
Gosh, that's a really big bag.
I went to Prairie Lily Knitting, and I got a big bag of yarn.
Did not look that big in the picture.
It didn't, because I'm sitting on my bed. The bed's not terribly tiny. But we got... Okay, so, long-winded story. I watched the Knit Girls. I love watching the Knit Girls. I have watched the Knit Girls since before we podcasted. I enjoy the Knit Girls. I love their humor. I love their friendship. It's delightful. It's great. Laura likes Halloween. What's not to love about these people? Leslie is sarcastic and dry. Yeah. If there ever comes a chance where we get to go like meet them, like if I can get us tickets to like SSK or something, like we're going to Texas in the summer. Like it's happening. Nashville, like it's happening. We're going because I really want to meet these ladies. They sound so much fun. That's not English. They sound like a lot of fun. Laura earlier this year finished she had taken a basic cardigan pattern, but she'd striped the yarn. And they're just nice, big, fat, wide stripes. I'm like, oh, I really like that. So I got 4 balls of this creamy white heather. It's Briggs & Little, and it is their Heritage, which is a worsted weight yarn, because I do enjoy a toothy yarn. And I want to pair it with the other 4 balls of Heritage I picked up, because, guys, I need some decent yardages for my size, which makes up the bulk of this bag, by the way, in gray. Heather. So, not needing all 8 balls to show you guys the striping pattern. It's going to stripe like, oh, bagger slippery, it fell off my knees. It's going to stripe like this in color. Ooh. So it's going to go gray heather to cream heather to gray heather to cream heather. And I'm going to pick a nice solid, probably top down like raglan cardigan with pockets.
Okay.
And make it striped.
I like this plan.
Which I think will be really nice. And will go great in my wardrobe because then I can wear it when it's a little bit cooler in the spring, but I want to wear dresses because I can throw this over top of all of my dresses because it's a neutral color palette. Or when it starts to be in the fall and I want to wear just something with my leggings, my jeans, and my t-shirts, but I don't want anything too heavy. So I got that. We're not showing Diana's Christmas present. She's got to wait till December.
And that means all of you do too.
Means everybody else does too, because the only way for it to be kept a secret is for only my mother to know and never have it anywhere on the internet. So we're just gonna drop that bag with that ball in it right off screen, so we're not even tempted. I picked up 4 skeins of fingering.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Really beautiful gray purple.
I like that.
Isn't it nice? 4, because again, I need some serious yardage. It is Heritage from Cascade Yarns. It's a very narrow storefront, but it's such a long store. And the yarn goes up, 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 up. It's great. She always has amazing colors. I'm super excited by this. Oops, my skin's coming apart. But I didn't in advance, like I should have. Pulled out my magnifying glass to get the details of this colorway. Yeah, it's colored number 5743. Sexy, sexy naming, guys.
Ooh, 5743.
43.
You don't say.
That is a really beautiful gray purple.
It is. I like that very much.
And I have been hunting for really nice fingering weight yarn to do that Iskeld sweater in.
Oh,
that pullover V-neck sweater.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's happening when I've got time because, hello. Well, it's because the pattern knits to get gauge. It knits fingering and a silk mohair together to get to 4 millimeters for a nice, decent kind of drapey, loose stockinette gauge. But for me, on a fingering, if I want that kind of gauge, I start at a 4 millimeter. So like I couldn't hold this with something again, and on a 4 millimeter, I'd have to go up to like a 4.25. So because I don't like mohair, I theoretically, when I can get home and skein this bad boy, because my ball winder's at home, I have enough stuff on the go till I get home, guys. There are projects aplenty. When I get home and I want to skein this up and I do my first swatch, I'm thinking I will probably get gauge on a 4 millimeter for what they're looking for stitch count wise. So yay for super consistent gauge. But that's what I did on Saturday morning. My dad was kind enough to take me over and visit so we could sit and chat and catch up and I could shop and buy yarn. So I was really excited. I really like the lady who runs the store. She's very nice.
I'm jealous of your yarn shopping.
They have needlework stuff in there too. So they do needlecraft art. So they have like the Ada fabrics, and they have the yarn and stuff for embroidery and cross stitch and stuff. So like she does a fair bit. You can talk knitting, you can talk crochet, you can talk she'll talk all of it with you.
Oh wow!
It's really cool because you don't always see that with everybody. So it's really nice. And when her husband's floating around, Dad's got someone to talk to. So.
Even better. That is a solid business model. Keep the husband around to talk with the.
He was into clean the windows. He was into clean the non-windows, and my dad just took me, and he was doing stuff out in the front yard. So he was in his construction overalls, them big tan ones. You always see them all wearing because they're my definition of heavy duty. Like blue jeans or comfort wear. Like they're my definition of heavy duty.
I can just see your dad standing in front of a wall of very soft pastel yarn and the big construction stuff.
With his pencil and his measuring tape and his fully kitted out to work. Yeah, his hoodie on. Yeah. Chatting away. He doesn't care.
Your dad is a character.
He had to replace his overalls. The pair that he had before were older than me.
Oh goodness, that's a long life for a pair of overalls.
That tells you how hardy they are.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So that was funny. I should stop and take photos because my life is weird, guys. And the things that I do that I think are perfectly normal and I'm told are not are just astonishing largely numbered.
I mean, everybody doesn't do insert weird thing here.
My sister and my brother-in-law are house shopping.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and I have already begun plans to Halloween bomb their front yard. Their first Halloween there. We're not telling them mom and dad are coming down. We're thinking this is gonna happen and mom's just gonna decorate their yard. I'm gonna take measurements and and some photos. She won't think twice about it because photos for mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
Totally a thing you do when and like dad will have seen the house virtually and stuff to help out with things and that, but they won't think twice about it. Mom's seriously considering just well, we'll be living separately at that point, so they can just stay with me or they can stay in a hotel, right? Keep it super secret, and then just one day my sister walks out to her front yard one weekend. It's Halloween.
That would happen too. You just like get up early and do it.
Oh yeah, we can be there really early. I think that's. Oh, we got books. We actually did some reading.
Oh, and do you have kind of mentioned Vlogtober, but do you want to officially mention Vlogtober?
I do. If you guys want, Diana will kindly throw a link here because I've said so.
Will I now? Maybe I won't.
She didn't even watch my intro. I had to go tell her to watch the intro to our own channel.
Man, I don't do the editing.
Put all this work in. No, it's fine.
I've learned my lesson and I listened to the first 10 seconds to make sure the audio is working.
Oh,
but I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, sometimes it disappears. That's fine. Yeah, so I'm doing a Vlogtober this year. So on the Amber Dragons Designs channel, because it has one, I have started posting a daily crafty check-in. It's sort of like a cross between vlogs. Like sometimes we'll be in the backyard because I'm doing outside stuff for the day. Sometimes we'll just be in here in the room and I'll be checking in at the end of the day because I've been doing an inside craft for the day. So it just depends on the day. But Halloween themed all the way to the end of the month. Day 3 goes up here when I'm done this. And then I will record for day 4 because it's the 4th of October today. Right? Yes.
Yes? I don't know. Phone says yes.
Yes. I'm always very uncertain these days. So that's going on. So if you want like a little 5-9 minute video of me being even weirder than normal and talking about all this stuff in detail that I do and that I'm helping mom and dad with. They do a lot more work than I do. So I'm just sort of I'm the detail person. So I get a tote of stuff and I have to make it look pretty. Okay. And it's just assorted stuff.
Sounds like a fun job. Like,
I get a Pinterest photo and then I'm making Halloween topiaries. And I go, what? Okay, can dad do this and this? And then I'll come in and just do stuff. Yeah. That's all right. Actually, today's video is about the Halloween topiaries.
Halloween topiaries.
Uh-huh. Right. That was an interesting create. Pinterest is dangerous.
Yes.
Yes, it is. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do for October. If it goes well and I sort of get into the mode of talking to myself and not to you, I'm going to start trying to do some crochet tutorials and stuff when I get home.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yes, there's some of the stuff that I've made that I don't have patterns for, that I've been in the process of sort of jotting down pattern notes for it, but I want to make it one more time. So I might as well make it one more time on camera and tutorial it to fine tune the notes before releasing the patterns. So it's like my hot pads, like small little things that I make that are crocheted that I don't have patterns for because I've just sort of winged it.
All right.
So yeah, so that's going on for that. So who knows, guys? Who knows? Shall we talk books? It's been a while since we talked books.
Yeah, we skipped that for a couple of weeks.
I was busy.
It's all right. I wasn't reading much either. Been doing a lot of shows.
There's been a lot of TV watching. I finished Mixed Feelings. I don't remember the name of the author. And I'm currently not looking at my tablet, which is where the book is. It is a collection of short stories and essays about growing up of mixed heritages. So people who are Métis or who are Indian American or who are African American, like sort of having to straddle that both worlds and sort of how they dealt with it, how they sort of grow up with it, how, you know, those moments where you're like, oh, right, I'm with the wrong people for this particular aspect of my upbringing. It sort of fit anything they would understand. And sort of sometimes the delight when you meet other people of mixed heritage and you're like, you get it. You don't quite fit. So it was really good. It was really interesting to read. I quite enjoyed seeing other people's perspectives on what has been my life, because I've grown up with two heritages. So
it sounds like fun.
it's good. It's a good book.
I'm super white, so I can't really comment.
It would fit into your goal to read people of color or different in backgrounds than yours, because he is of mixed race, the primary author. Well, all of us are of mixed race that are in that book, because all of us are. That's the point of the book.
So if you want to read some very entertaining reviews and just an absurd story summary, look up the book in heavy quotations, Kissing the Coronavirus. I'm not even going to link that.
Nope, don't do it.
It cannot be unseen, unheard, unread. If you want to disturb yourself, I will leave it as an exercise to the viewer.
Heavy quotations. Make sure you want to go down that well.
It's bad. It's just so bad. Somebody at work posted it, and it was just so like, wait, what? And then it turned out to be a real thing, because it was in a channel. It was in the shit posting channel, basically. And so I thought somebody had just like photoshopped this horrifying thing, and no, it turned out to be an actual thing.
Yep. Oh, that's But yeah, the reviews are hilarious.
Yes, the reviews. Read the reviews. They are a good time.
Never read the book. Never going to read that.
No,
novella.
don't. Just don't.
Not doing it.
Save your
Not doing
no.
It. But,
it has 1 star for a reason.
But the reviews were delightfully funny, and I feel for the people who read that thing.
God. So bad. So I did not read that. It was just something that horrified me this week.
That you had to share. Thanks.
That I did, yeah. What I have actually been reading is Children of Blood and Bone. I believe it's a young adult novel. Anyway, I have gotten not even 24 hours of in-book time in. Like, this character has experienced 1 day, and so much has happened. It's just like bam, bam, bam. Things start out like mediocre, and then they just get worse and worse and worse. And it's like, okay, we're going on an adventure.
It's a fast-paced book.
It is. The author on that one. Let's see. The author on that one is. Where does it list? Tomi Adeyemi. I think I'm saying that right. But the narrator is fantastic, and she's doing it with a Nigerian accent, I think. Because Africa's a continent, not a country, so it's not an African accent. No, I think it's Nigerian. Anyway, it's a really fantastic accent. I can normally listen to books at like 1.5, 1 3/4 kind of speed. I can't with this one. It's 1 time speed until I get a handle on this accent. But it's so great, and it puts you right in there with the book, because it's happening in fantasy Africa, because it's about magic and stuff.
Nice. No, good, and I'm good.
So I am really enjoying that. What's the other one? Oh, the other one I'm reading, which I am actually reading and I'm not listening to, is I'm gonna go with Un-F Your Brain.
Yeah, that would be wise.
Yeah. By Faith Harper.
Okay. I don't remember who it was written by.
The whole tagline here: getting over anxiety, depression, anger, freakouts, and triggers with science.
Yes.
I've read all of one page, but you know what? I'm excited.
All right. Well, if that's it, then I guess we'll wrap it up for the week.
I think that is it.
All right. Well, I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. I have no intro, so I am so discombobulated at the start of the vlogs because I'm so used to saying that intro that without having an intro feels so weird.